number one. Okay, there's so many problems in this one, right? How do you generate your birth chart, right? Second is self is a limit of human understanding. It's a unit of time which humans are able to calculate or interpret those longitudes and latitudes. But ladies and gents, those latitude and longitude are for the entire city, right? They are not just. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to my podcast, if you may call this one, because it's a video and a podcast combined together. And if you don't know me, I'm Shashank Agarwal. You're on my channel. Like and subscribe at your own risk. Nothing specialized. I do what I want to do. No F-skill. I'm glad that I can say that, right? It's about me, not about you. Oh my God. All right. So 3 reasons why astrology does not work. At number 3, we have it's a study of human behavior, right? Astrology helps you understand your relationship with your mother, your relationship with your father, your siblings, probably what you desire, why you desire, how you desire, the reason for things you do, why you do, how you do. I mean, that's everything is part of astrology these days, right? And we humans, we barely understand ourselves. Psychiatry or mental health or emotional health are things we barely have started to talk about in the last like 15, 20 years, maybe 30 years, 50 years at most, right? I don't know. Nietzsche, Freud, how back in the day were these guys, like 100 years max, 150. Uh, so it's not something that we have studied much, right? The human mind, our behavior, why we do certain things, right? So we are trying to understand these patterns through DNAs now or through genetic or all those things, right? But then there are more patterns out there, right? DNA is not the only pattern which is talking to us. DNA is the pattern which science is kind of trying to understand right now, right? And science or whatever we know science, right? And then the second reason is right. So astrology itself is a kind of evolving, right? We has a not astrology. I mean, we as humans, we as ecosystem, the earth, the environment, right? The entire thing, right? Evolution, the theory of evolution, right? We're evolving. Every day is a new day, right? Today we have laptops, we have mobiles, we have internet, the Starlink is here and the crypto and everything, right? The thing is, in astrology, itself evolves to keep up with these things, right? So, for example, in astrology, depends on what you're seeing, electricity or thunderstorm or airwaves or frequencies, they are seen through certain things, right? Uranus in Western astrology, maybe Rahu in our astrology through those Bhadrapada nakshatras, right? I think Purva Bhadrapada, Uttar Bhadrapada, or I don't remember, from where we have the thunder gods as the nakshatra lords and, things like that, right? And in a sign of Aquarius, Kumbh Rashi में आते हैं वो वाले नक्षत्र और वहाँ से यूरेनस का रूलर उसको थंडरस्टॉर्म you can connect it as per mythology as well, right? Now these days, back in the day, electricity or thunderstorm or waves or all these things had a very different meaning, right? And in modern times, when we talk about these things, we talk about internet, we talk about Starlink, we talk about frequencies, we talk about wireless, right? When we talk about social media, right? We talk about human connections as well, because end of the day, frequencies, right? That's why it's kind of something that we need to keep studying and keep working on to bring it, keep it more relevant to the times, right? And it's surprising how relevant it has been, especially with this advent of, because the Veds or the ancient scriptures, they don't talk about internet, right? They don't talk about social media. They don't talk about TV or things like that, but they do talk about things like obsession. They do talk about things like addiction. They do talk about things like thunderstorm, electricity, or the gods of, this, the gods of that, right? And so many mythologies do that, I'm sure. These are the things that kind of keep evolving, right? I'm not sure what's it going to be in the future, right? Aquarius is the sign of future, and I mean, 2000 years ago as well, and it's always going to be the sign of future. And what's going to come next, who knows, right? That's the sign of Aquarius for you. The Kumbh Mahagambha is happening right now, right? That's like whatever, right? And now let's talk about number one reason, the least glamorous, the most boring, and the one that not many people understand is uh, okay, how do you generate your birth chart, right? I'll ask every astrologer. You put a date, you put a time, right? Number one, right? The time is not down to the second. Okay, even if you take it down to the second, what does it mean? Number one, okay, there's so many problems in this one, right? So second itself is a limit of human understanding. It's a unit of time which humans are able to calculate or interpret it, right? Then there is millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond, or whatever the sequence is, right? And you can't have, I mean, you'd understand, right, the lack of accuracy there within when you even say that you have to note it down to the last minute or whatever, right? Even a vague thing is that's not really accurate, right? It needs to get down. It can go down, right? So time, right? Of course, everyone knows about it, but then yes, time, and in that as well, it's seconds, and then you enter city, right? That's the extent to which every single astrology software goes. Most rarely, I might use many, and knowledge of all astrologers kind of go right. So once you put city in there, the software kind of puts weight, longitude, and latitude in there, and does its own thing, and it tells you a chart based on that time and those longitudes and latitudes. But ladies and gents, those latitude and longitude are for the entire city, right? They are not just because it's, and every single person who is born in that second, right, is gonna have the same latitude and longitude in that city of 20 million people or whatever, wherever you were born, right? So maybe it used to work back in the days in the villages, when you did not need, you know, it was easy to interpret. There were not many people or whatever, but I think it's not the, I can, I understand, right? So there's so many people being born every second, right? And second, I just talked about the second ago, but there's so many people which are born being second every second in the same city, right? So, and we are using the same longitude and latitude for everyone, right? So it can't be accurate, right? It's not personal to you at all. It is as close or as personal as it can get, but it is not, right? You know what it is going to be. So the moment the person is born, you know, the on the bed, wherever the not the matrimonial bed, yeah, I think the birthing bed or the birthing tub or wherever, that bed, the particular position where the baby comes out of that particular, nature's crevice, you kind of need to mark the longitude and latitude of that particular, probably, and maybe researchers and experts and regimes would be able to tell you better. But then this is just purely my understanding, right? So that would be the accurate GPS reading of a child being born, right? So not the entire city's latitude and longitude, right? And then down to the entire second, right? If you are calculating that kind of data, if you are giving that kind of data for reading, right, that is when you can start it to show, start to get some accurate results. But even then, this is just the starting of all the problems and all the dilemmas which you will face in the course of action, right? Because when the thing is schooled at the very starting, right, the entire thing is kind of off the toss. So I don't know what the meaning is right now. I'm brain fucked to give any interpretations or whatever, but I gave you three reasons which kind of my understanding, and I just wanted to share this with the world. And if someone resonates, if anyone resonates, and let me know in the comments what you think about it and what you want to listen to next. Yeah. So that's what we wanted from North Fuck Out. Bye. What energy? Yeah.